Fuck you, Tony. Got a group of failures and they're all my friends. Got a group of drinks and the bottles never end. And the night's gotta rock, gotta roll, and they got to fun. In the heart of no mortals, babe, well, you're gonna get stuck.
He's about to get crop dusted. He's about to get chemtrail. We're watching Pink Floyd Learning to Fly. He's standing there with this big ass seat and Sith. And there's like this Indian dude. Scythe. There you go. Tongue tied and twisted, just an earthbound sitting by. Oh, and if
it's my
people,
jam, dude. Pink Floyd's my shit.
Dude, if people don't know, you're the person that did the intro for the show.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody knows that. I just thought of it right now.
Do you still use the same one?
I do. It's the only intro I got. Fuck you, Tony. People love that one, dude. All the comments on iTunes for Gotcha Mommy Hole, it was, fuck you, Tony. It's just, you know. Get tweets and shit. Just random fuck you, Tonys. That's success. I love it. I don't get mad at it. It's like, hey, listen.
Yeah.
Is your cable long enough?
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
I got tons of room. You mean for my headphones?
No, for the mic. Because it kind of looks stretched out.
No, you're good.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
All right.
A little bit of pink. Which one is pink? Take a sip on my Irish whiskey.
We're drinking some Irish whiskey this time. It's Jameson. What year is it? Do you know? 30?
It's just this year. It's not
fancy.
Shelf. No, it's not super fancy. It's
better than what I drink.
Well, yeah, but I got it because it was a stout edition. So it was it's finished in some type of craft beer barrel, a stout beer barrel.
Yeah,
so the whiskey is finished in there. So you're gonna have a little bit of that stout beer taste.
Yeah.
At the end.
Let's see.
Yeah, you should be able to taste it at the very end. After you're done drinking it, it should come back around. Initially, you should probably taste the oak and everything else, or the wood that's in whatever.
I don't know, man. I like it. It's smooth.
Yeah.
It's soft on the mouth. It goes in easy, and the taste lasts, but it doesn't it's not like.
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best fucking unit of measurement. If she said it, it must be fucking good.
It must be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. It's the first time I've tried it. I'm more of a Scotch person, though, for sure.
Yeah, I like the Scotch.
I'm not a big Irish whiskey, bourbon, not super fan of whiskey, just regular whiskey like Jack.
Jack, yeah.
Okay. I played it powerful. Out a lot in my heyday.
It's cheap.
Yeah, well, not so much anymore.
No,
Jameson is probably about as much as Jack is.
I don't buy Jack, so I don't know. I always imagine Jack Daniels and straight up whiskey is like super cheap.
Well, when I think of whiskey, I also put Scotch whiskey in there, and then when you're talking about cheap, Jack Daniels is super cheap compared to good Scotch.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. It changes things when you open up the genre a little bit.
Yeah.
Because bourbon used to be really cheap. I think bourbon and mashes, I might be wrong, but from what I took out of it, that the bourbons were like cheaper, and then you had your quality whiskeys, and then you had your scotches. At the beginning, I'm sure they were all cheap.
Yeah, just like that lightning moonshine. Right. It was powerful and cheap.
But another thing, alcohol does really good with time, and the United States.
It's really weird.
The United States isn't that old.
It isn't.
So when you get all these scotches from England and shit, and they can be really old, that shit tastes amazing.
Fucking crazy good.
I don't know what it is. I do know. The older it is, the smoother it gets. Yeah. So there's some bite that gets taken away, but it keeps its alcohol
I think I might have to
volume
start.
or
I
something.
think I might have to start studying the science of alcohol and why that happens. I never understood why aging something, of alcohol
Well,
content makes
It
it better.
ferments and usually makes more alcohol, but that's usually like wine and
So,
some beers.
better
The
isn't how.
more yeast is eating more sugar.
Yeah, creating
So
more
water-
alcohol.
yeah, creating more alcohol.
That's why those stouts and the fucking IPAs.
I'm not big into the science of it. I just enjoy
No,
drinking.
I just want to know everything, man. That's an actual thing that there's a name for it. I forgot what it was called, but for someone that just wants to know everything, I don't know is my philosophy. I think that's what I'm turning into, is a person that just says, I don't know, but I do want to know. So that leaves my potential for learning open tenfold. And I actually realized this, and I got excited about it. Because I used to be very stubborn in what I thought I knew. I was very sure.
Well, everything that like we've talked about before in the past, the whole, our religion is learning knowledge and our God is the knowledge we have yet to obtain kind of thing.
Yeah.
You never know completely. Like, we know gravity exists, but what really is gravity? You know what I mean? Like, we still don't know.
There's that. There's
You
still
don't even know, like, what's at the bottom of the ocean, or just our brains. We don't know nothing about our,
the idea of space exploration, and yet we don't know what's at the bottom of the ocean on our own planet.
Yeah.
And our planet is forever changing. And what I'm recently excited and terrified about is that our planet is actually morphing right now before our eyes. It's actually changing.
Yeah.
It's going to change. The fact
I
I think Antarctica used to be a beautiful fucking green land, and then there's the
Pangea was all one piece.
Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock. They basically proved that Michigan and Canada and that general area, there was a giant fucking iceberg, a glacier iceberg stuck there. That's why the Great Lake is there, is because the iceberg melted. Who says that the cycle isn't going to return, man?
No, I believe that climate change, man can impose their will, because that's evident. But in the
can
grand
try.
scheme of things, Mother Nature wins all the time.
She calls the shots.
Yeah,
And all she's got to do is crack the earth open, and those
and
Doppler machines that are controlling the weather.
We haven't been through any big ice ages in our and human time, but there's been many.
Yeah.
And that's going to come again.
Yeah.
Because what we think we know about science and space and revolutions around the sun and everything else is only a couple, 1,000 years old?
See, I don't know when my mic
Less
does
than
that.
1,000. Less than, it's 1,500 years old. Like, 1,500 is when, like, what Galileo and Copernicus started looking at the stars and...
BC?
No. 1,500.
It was after Christ? I thought it was before
Yeah,
Christ that they
no.
did all that. No?
No, Jesus old, bro.
Jeez.
Jesus old. 2,000? It's supposed to be 2,000 years after Christ. But 1492, think about when Columbus came over. That's and the plagues and the Black Plague, that was 1400s too.
Time is so relative. Like,
very big.
it's so... We don't know shit. We don't know nothing about nothing. We just quantify what we can in the moment, and then when that theory changes, you got a generation of fucking butthurt
guessing,
people
man.
heretic, and then you got another generation. Maybe that guy was right, and then another generation of proving it right, and then another generation of apologizing to that guy's family, even though he's dead now, and saying sorry. Yeah, you were right. Yeah, sorry.
So how's your life been going?
Man, well, I did that, the last episode I did, I put out an episode last night, and I actually cried on that episode. I started talking about my friend Jimmy that passed away last summer, and I just started crying and shit. But what I noticed is, I took that testosterone shot, and man, goddamn, it's a fucking world of difference, man. Knowing that my hormone level and my health has everything to do with my mental health, it changes the game. That the only thing is there's still a part of me that wants to be fucking lazy and wants to indulge, and which caters to that the poor body health, which causes
self-destructive behavior.
Yeah, I have that in me.
Everybody's got that in you.
And I need to get
stay vigilant.
Yeah, get a little vigilant and get a little better at it. But I've been doing good, man. I've been I killed it the other night. The old lady got upset with my daughter because my daughter was acting out and ignoring her because she wanted to wear my shorts and she didn't want her to wear my shorts, and I said it was cool, and then she got mad and walked away from her when she was talking to her, right? And then Ruby was just acting like a 14-year-old. And I was sitting here I read that book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and they teach you how to talk to people to solve a problem with a win-win ending. So I was sitting here and I was listening to everything she was saying. I was just, okay, explain that part. What do you mean by that? Okay. And that made you feel this way? And yeah. And she got mad because I never addressed the issue with Hazel. She got mad because I never addressed the issue with Hazel. I just wanted to hear what she had to say first, and then I was going to address Hazel. That's, I'm talking to you.
Right.
I'm going to finish talking, and then I'm going to talk to her. And she got really upset the fact that I just didn't immediately punish her. And then previously I would... all the anxiety and that stress of that situation of witnessing her act a certain way that is very unbecoming, and you're just like, so I sat up here for a little bit, smoked a little bit of weed for I think I was up here for 10 minutes after they both left. I told her to go to her room, and I told Ruby to shut the fuck up and I'll talk to you later, because nothing was being solved. So my initial emotion was coming out, but I checked it. I didn't allow myself to explode and blow up and be irrational. I just said, okay, all right, bye. Then I went down there. I had a 15-minute talk with her using all the skills that I learned in this book, and then boom, solved the problem. Problem was solved. I went and talked to Hazel using the same skills, explaining to her how her walking away from Ruby creates conflict with me and her, because she wants me to discipline you because you're disrespecting her, and you don't need to be disrespecting her. I broke it down. There's a very emotional.
No, well, I understand how Ruby feels. There must be a foundation of respect with child to mother figure, even if it's not her mother.
But here's the thing:
this is our family.
But I had to apply empathy to that, because I had to tell Ruby I can't just punish her. I believe she has the right to think that she doesn't have to listen to Ruby. Growing up, both of her parents have been in and out of relationships. Ruby left me. Not last fucking May. For 4 months she left me. You know what I mean? And Hazel had to see the damage that she did. So Hazel sees that. So instinctively, Hazel's not going to respect her. She's going to be she's just going to leave anyways. They're going to get in a fight and they're going to leave anyways. So what I told her is I broke it down to Hazel.
I understand what you're saying, but there needs to be a fake it till you make it anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Otherwise, you're going to have a split personality as far as how Hazel treats people in the household.
And this is what I trust me, I recognize that. So I didn't just... say, oh, I'm not going to punish her. No, she did get punished. She had to clean up the backyard. She had to pick up a pile of leaves and finish up the lemon trees. She filled up the trash can. She knew she got in trouble, and she didn't complain, because I explained it to her exactly what she did, how it affects my life, and how it affects Ruby, and why I don't want that to happen.
Right.
I told her I told her I love all of you, and I want all of us to get along. And I was like, it fucking breaks my heart when you guys are fighting like this. I don't know what to do. All I can ask you is to give her a chance. Look, I get it. Maybe you don't trust her. Maybe you think she's gonna leave. But you need to respect me, because I choose to have her in my life.
Right.
And I love everybody. I love all of you, and all of you need to get along. We all need to get along. We all need to communicate. And I told her, I was like, if you're angry about something, if you're bothered by something, talk about it. There's not a damn thing that you cannot talk to me about. You can talk to me about everything. There might be some things you do that you need to talk to me about where I'm not going to approve, but I'm not going to, I just make it a zone. A safe zone, a safe space. You know what I mean? I make it a safe space, but I don't make it a safe space. She knows she can talk to me. She also knows there's consequences. That's a big thing for me. For her to know that there's consequences to every single choice that she makes in her life. Every single one. Even if they're selfish choices. Even if she's doing it by herself. That there's a consequence. And then I was high. Right? I do my best talking. So I fucking left into karma. And that's the way karma works. You put good out. And then I was like, and then I was like, well, you know what? I'm fucking wrong. Sometimes karma don't give a fuck. You could be doing the best you could be a fucking saint, and karma gonna kick your ass. I told her the point is to be consistent. Just be consistent, and then fucking eventually, you'll figure it out.
Oh,
Bless you.
Excuse me. So,
yeah. Anyways, I've been binge watching Milo. And
You don't want to ask me about how I'm doing, motherfucker?
how are you doing, Terry?
God damn, we just skipped over the whole, I guess.
He's just so
he
ready.
doesn't have a guest today.
He's so ready. He was just like, me next. What about me?
This
Fuck Milo.
motherfucker.
Yeah. My bad. I'm only human.
Yeah, this is his solo podcast. I'm just like, yeah.
Just the one that, the supporting character in the background.
People are gonna think I'm just a soundbite. Just yeah. All right. Anyways,
How you been?
I've been good, busy, same old. School is definitely underway, like I said, and I came across this realization, I guess, that I had not thought about. I'm currently in school, and my daughter is due during midterms.
If you talk to your teacher will let you slide.
I know.
Yeah.
But
It's just crazy the way life
Yeah.
fucking works its way out. Midterms, huh? Fucking midterms.
yeah.
That's like a long time ago for me.
So I'm gonna have not only 2 babies soon, but and
Around
then
the same
Shelby
age.
wants to go.
Close to the same age.
That's gonna be great later on in life.
later in life. But I'm talking in the moment.
Baby, yeah,
I'm talking right now.
It's gonna be rough for like 2 years, but I've had worse 2 years before. I know that.
True.
I can handle some babies that love me like crazy, so I'll be right.
Yeah.
Daughters are the best. They are.
Yeah.
Besides that, I'm still, going hard in the gym with my diet still.
Yeah. And I saw your post today about the way you were lifting, and I was lifting that way when we were working out.
Yeah.
Limp wrist, right? Limp wrist and just complete bicep. No forearm, pure bicep. Yeah. I saw that and I was like.
Yeah. It was
I
great.
didn't even comment. I was just like. It's like, I know what's going on there.
Yeah, not a lot to do. That's why
Yeah.
That's why I said I did a disclaimer at the end. I know if you're not into the gym, you
yeah.
don't know what the fuck
this guy
I'm
talking about? Limp wrist, forearms, biceps, max. Is he gay? What's going on?
Is he gay?
What's going on?
What's going on? Did he? It's limp wrists. You take that shit somewhere else.
Get your limp wrist ass.
No, I've been lifting on and off for like 15 years, easy.
Yeah.
And I know a ton of stuff, a ton of ways to lift. I've been super ripped. I've been really bad with my health, and then I got back in it, then got real bad, then got back in it. Then
Yeah.
I've done that about 6 times.
Yeah.
And this time I'm not really trying to get shredded or huge. I'm just trying to maintain health for my family.
Yeah.
But as far as the arms things go, I never really got any great pump.
that hurt, right?
Just like your arms are about to explode.
Yeah, it hurt. It's like you
from
just
biceps. I get it from every other muscle, but not bicep. My shoulders are genetically huge, like
yeah,
really big.
He's
shoulders.
like a big white Viking.
And so,
But he's half Mexican.
My shoulders, my shoulders and my forearms are like stupid. They get big fast, and they just compensate so much of the weight in curls. So I would have to try really hard. So today I would also hurt my because for some reason my whole life, as I was curling up with like a preacher bar, I'd also curl my wrists because I thought flexing that muscle would be great. But I mean, it is great. But at the same time, you can hurt that what is it, the ulna, that forearm muscle around the ulna that just tightens up and it fractures your bones and you get forearm splints. And
So I have actually experienced that. I've experienced that.
But a lot of the times they say it's when your wrists
are flat.
As they're inward, they're flat, and as you curl up, they're turning upward and in. So,
and you know what's weird is because
you use an easy bar, or like you said, let it go super limp. And today, when I let that shit go super limp, I felt zero in my forearm, and it was 100% bicep,
pure bicep.
And for any of the weightlifters out there, you guys know how great it feels
when you get a pump.
Not only get a pump, but you finally, after so long, have isolated the muscle that you want to isolate.
And you feel it.
Yeah.
I did that with my back.
You know it's working when your bicep feels like it's about to cramp up. And both of them did, and I had tons of water.
Remember
as soon as I
Fredo?
stopped, it was fine.
Remember Fredo the first time he did arms? He's texting me, "Hey bro, can we move more arms?" And he's like, "I googled stuff, but I'm not really getting nothing. Should I go to the emergency?" It's like the first time he ever worked out in his entire life. He was in so much pain, he literally thought about going to the emergency room. You know how fucking hilarious that would have been, dude? That would have been so hilarious.
You're out of shape, guys, if you go to the gym and you can't move your arms.
Yeah.
You're out of shape.
Yeah. No, I
did legs today and I did arms today. And
do you get a guest pass?
Yeah, I can give you one.
Yeah, roll. I want to start going. Because my body mass is like my weight has stayed down. I'm averaging 195
Losing
now.
a lot of muscle.
I feel like I'm losing a lot of muscle.
You're losing a lot of muscle.
You can see it.
I'm just telling you.
Okay, but my shoulders
Your
still wide.
traps are tiny.
My traps? No, that's always been my fucking greatest attribute.
Not your tries, fool. Your traps.
Oh yeah.
Those have always been kind of little, though. Yeah, he was so sad.
I went straight to
Not my tricep.
I went straight to tricep. We're talking about traps.
Trapezius, brother.
Yeah. No, my traps definitely went
Your
down.
shoulders are smaller. Your forearms are smaller. Your arms are smaller.
Well, my shoulders,
Just everything.
they're toned. There's still muscle there, just from working.
I believe that, but I'm just.
But I'm not bodybuilder status. And you know what I was thinking about is just not going bodybuilder status, but weightlifting, but not trying to achieve mass, but to attain strength and conditioning, and just staying keeping the body mass down to see how my body reacts. Because I do know that when I get bigger, I just like the way I feel better when I'm smaller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel more able. You know? Like I'm more able to do a ninja flip if I need to do a ninja flip. You know what I'm saying? Because you're
going to need to do that.
You never fucking... A car might come up out of nowhere and try to hit you, and you could be like, "Haka!" You do like a sideways ninja flip over the car. You never know what's going to happen.
I just throw it out of the way.
You might fucking just like the Rhino and Spider-Man. Just
goes.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to. I know we hit on it a little bit last time. I know we're just jumping all over the place, but we talked about the Super Bowl, and
oh yeah,
it was a great game, and you owed me $1 and you paid me.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about it because you didn't record that version.
That episode never went.
Yeah,
oh, son of a bitch! So we can still talk about it. Sorry, guys. I talked about it in the 2 episodes that I posted after that.
Yeah,
I'm still mad at myself, but
anyway, I was just going to jump to
I fixed
Tom
the problem.
Brady, Hall of Fame quarterback.
Go!
Greatest of all time. He had an amazing game. Ridiculous. Did you know that this is old news now for sports fans, but somebody took his jersey.
No.
Yeah, they fucking stole his jersey that he wore. He put it in his bag. He went to go talk to somebody, came back, and is gone.
Gone.
That's a Hall of Fame jersey.
Oh my god!
And how are you going to sell that?
That's black market shit, bro.
There's
That's
no
some
way you
shit
can
where
sell
a billionaire is gonna have that shit framed in his house.
$300,000.
No, way more than
But
$300,000.
as soon as somebody, they had the Texas Rangers involved and the local PD.
Fucking Rangers.
Yes.
How often do the Rangers get? I mean,
because the crime was in Houston. That's where the Super Bowl was at.
And that's the home place of the Rangers. What is the home place of Rangers?
Houston Astros, Texas Rangers. What are you talking?
I thought you were talking about actual Texas Rangers. Is that still a thing in Texas?
Yes, I'm talking about the actual Texas
Okay,
Rangers.
that's what I'm asking.
The law enforcement, not the Texas Rangers baseball team.
No.
Okay.
No, because I don't even watch baseball, so that wouldn't even be a reference for me.
I didn't understand.
The only thing I know about that is George W.
George W.
That's all I know about the Texas Rangers.
Anyway,
yeah,
somebody
that's crazy, man.
Just fucking that jersey. It's priceless to him.
To him,
it's priceless to a lot of people.
Not to the person who stole it. He's going to be very rich, and it's going to get fenced.
It's going to get fenced. Who are you going to fence it to?
Who fences stolen fucking Van Gogh artwork, bro?
They look there.
Who fences these statues of fucking?
How would you even get
the black market?
But
man.
The black market, I understand.
It's real.
I know it's real, but you would have to be like me and you right now. We'd have to be like, how the fuck do we locate the black market? Well, that's what I'm saying.
Dark web.
Because the person that took it.
Dark web.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, I know what it is, and it's scary, but I will never go there. I won't even just peek. You don't. That's
What is dark web then?
It's insane. That's where I forgot what it was called, something like the Pearl Road or something road, where they're selling drugs and guns and weapons and sex slavery. It's a part of the internet that is fucking hidden via coding, and you got to use these special like proxies and all these different. You got to download all these different things on your computer to even be able to access the dark web. The dark web is the black market of the internet. It is where anything can fucking happen. And the reason why I know about this is because that it was called Silk Road. Silk Road got busted by the FBI. They did an extensive fucking investigation. They figured out the guy that was doing it, and they brought him down. But the dark web is still alive. And that is where you go for pedophiles, sex slavery, guns, drugs.
Well, that's how we would sell Tom Brady's jersey.
Tom Brady's jersey is now associated with cocaine and strippers.
Cocaine strippers. But strippers that didn't want to do it.
No. For strippery.
Or strippery. I'm sorry, that's a terrible joke. My bad.
It's dark humor. We're allowed to.
Definitely
You know what? This is America. We got the freedom to laugh at whatever we want. Like, we're intellectuals, so we can laugh at that.
Yeah.
If we were dumb and we were laughing at that, we'd be laughing at what the fuck is that bug? Is that like a mosquito hawk?
That was some kind of creature.
Narnia?
It came out of your fucking 1970s fucking wardrobe right there.
It's when I opened that Budweiser box and fucking brought out your little cognac glass. I feel like people serve cognac in glasses like that.
They do. That's what we said. Yeah. Cognac, brandy, scotch.
Oh, I got brandy too.
Chill.
Brandy is so bad though. I can't drink.
Good brandies are good.
Well, I have a Visa.
All the alcohol, all the alcohol you buy is fucking pouring a lot. You need to step your game up to more expensive and less, because then you'll only drink 3 of those, and you'll have a ton of bottles instead of drinking half that Clan McGregor.
Yeah. Like, well, you know, when I buy the Clan McGregor, it's because I only have enough to buy Clan McGregor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, it's because the way my finances work, the way my bank account's set up, is I got to check it in a savings.
The way your bank account's set up is that week that you have enough to buy Clan McGregor, throw that bitch in the bank and wait till the next week.
Well, it's the last 2 weeks of the month. The last 2 weeks of the month are my freest weeks, because the first 2 weeks I'm just piled with bills. All my bills are like the first 15 days.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I do plan on buying better alcohols, better intoxicants. You know, that is crucial for the development of my mind. Slowing down the process of memory and etc. Oh, I read a study that showed that alcohol intensifies marijuana's ability to fuck up your memory. all these podcasts I'm getting high and drunk on, and I'm just like, I can't remember what I was going to say. Now I know. It's just like, start getting drunk and high, you dumbass.
Just do one or the other.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to Milo.
Yeah.
Man, the freedom of speech, the ability to say whatever the fuck you want to without being persecuted. The idea on what America... Got it. The idea that America was founded on is that you're going to have... I'm so used to getting so close to this mic. That you're going to have 2 opposing ideas. They're going to argue. They're going to find middle ground, and it's going to be win-win. That's the idea.
That's what a democracy is.
That's democracy.
You're trying to have that.
Pero que, claro que sí, chingado madres. The liberals, they are fucking fascist Marxist cunts that do not allow any other idea than their own. And that is the only reason why I'm now center conservative.
Well, be careful, because not all of them are.
No,
true. A true liberal
is Alex Jones.
Absolutely.
Alex Jones is the original liberal. Well, I've been binging Alex Jones as well.
Well, let me finish.
Okay, sorry. I'm converted. Next thing you know, I'll be going to church.
This is why you have 2 friends. You just keep talking over everybody.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, and I'm a half a friend. So anyway, fuck, man. Now you made me forget my train.
I was talking about liberalism. Marxist,
true liberals.
Yeah.
Believe in the freedom of speech. If you find any that do not, they're the 75 out of the group of 1,500 that are causing violence, and the media is only going to watch them. And that's wrong. It has a lot to do with our biased media showing you, like... I find myself falling in that same trap, and then I have to step back and say, okay, at UC Berkeley, where they fucking rioted and broke shit and burnt shit.
Yeah.
There were 1,500 protesters,
Jesse
okay?
Davis.
And 70 of the 1,500 were the ones that caused that and what got the attention. They
All of
didn't
them.
look at the
It's-
peaceful
it's
protest.
a blanket
They looked at,
statement.
it's bad. It's, Mahatma Gandhi would not be
Mahatma Gandhi,
housed,
Martin
would
Luther
not
King.
be happy.
All of these motherfuckers will be turning over their graves.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King believed in the peaceful protest. Malcolm X didn't. That's why they mentioned it.
Mahatma Gandhi created it. I'm sure there was some before that, but
Do you know Gandhi was a fucking cunt?
what? Wait, what?
Well, he was a cunt. And so was Bob Marley.
Well, he was a cunt to the British people.
No. To his very own family.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I learned this recently, and it's this thing that I'm trying to defeat because what I've learned is the pursuit of passion, the pursuit of your dream requires sacrifice. And what I've noticed about the greats is they sacrifice family. That's the first thing they sacrifice. Johnny Cash. Damn it! I had his work. Johnny Cash, Bob Marley, and Gandhi both sacrificed family for the greater cause. They treated Bob Marley abandoned his children to pursue music. Nobody knows that. I heard it on a thing.
Well, his kids don't mind.
Now,
Because they're making money in music.
money solves problems. Money solves strife. You know, Gandhi didn't make no money. His legacy lives on forever now. But I mean, what about his children?
He freed India, bro.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's huge.
That's huge. See, that's the thing, man. You have to sacrifice. But here's the
He freed India with peaceful protest.
Yeah.
Because other countries like Canada and America were like, hey, Britain, quit being a dick.
Right?
You know, so it was peer pressured them without violence, dude, and it won.
And that the reason why he's
And then
renowned now.
we did it in Vietnam, and it was
Terrible.
way worse.
Terrible in Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam was all of our wars.
that-
Well, the whole Cold War was bad. Bad. Speaking
And the Cold War into Vietnam, into the Iraq wars, it's all globalism.
you skipped a big step there, but
Yeah, but I'm just saying the wars from Vietnam leading up to our current day and
about the
age,
Cold
it's
War.
all globalism.
Cold War period. Yeah, globalism.
It's all globalism, and I was like, ideally utopian mentality. Globalism is ideal, but you're taking out of account for human nature and assuming that people reached your intellectual, spiritual, emotional level to
Not
understand.
even that. Just like your political ideals. That's why there's NATO, and then there's the Soviets and the communist brother. That's why the Cold War existed.
Yeah.
There was two groups, Axis powers and NATO. Axis powers split up, and NATO didn't. And
Yeah.
to this day, NATO still exists. And that's one of Russia's biggest, we're on the brink of a Cold War 2.0 right now, because Russia's biggest problem is that we are part of this global network that they're not part of.
We're not. We haven't been a part of it since Trump became president.
Oh, well, maybe.
The immediate, once he signed that executive order to detach us from
That's good.
the UN.
I believe that it is.
I did.
Do you
Also
do you remember
because
with the
then-
Cold War, we had the Korean War, communists coming in through North Korea to South Korea,
Yeah.
liberated that, and the Chinese were into that, and then that. Okay, so Korean War, and then after the Korean War, Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yes.
And after the Cuban Missile Crisis, that was really scary. And what they did in the Cuban Missile Crisis was they mobilized nuclear-tipped warheads into Cuba because
and that's why the
we
whole Cuba
sanctioned
sanction
them.
started, right?
We sanctioned them.
Oh, so it was post-sanction.
Yes, we
Okay.
sanctioned them
Because of
because
communism.
we didn't want communism into
Okay.
Western
But
civilization.
here's an argument for communism. Cuba's doing pretty well.
Well, not if you ask their people.
Well, no, I've
they're
listened
forced to
to
do
I've
things they don't
I've
want.
listened to podcasts.
You know,
I've
there's all types of podcasts.
yeah, but
One side
I've
and the
I've
other,
heard perspective.
depending
I've
on
heard
who you ask.
I've heard the
You
humanitarian.
would be a great doctor if I held a gun to your head and said, "Be a fucking doctor now."
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we
1,000 firing squads later.
I'm not saying this is a commie podcast, but I'm saying if you held a gun to those bums' hand and told them to clean up the trash in the neighborhood, you'd have a nice neighborhood. That's all I'm saying. I'm not a commie. I'm just saying
Well, that's pretty much.
the mentality, right?
Yeah.
But they survived generations of being cut off from being given help. Nobody, like, how many millions do we give countries to help them, and their countries are still goddamn shit. And this is one thing that I've learned about liberalism, and liberalism.
Well, you can thank Monroe for that, the Monroe Doctrine. Because
what is that?
Well, President Monroe. Was it not Monroe?
I don't know.
Who was the? I don't want to get that wrong.
What are we asking? I'm gonna ask Google right now.
It's not President Monroe. God damn it.
What is the thing that you want to know? Who it was?
It's a doctrine that said we will always aid any country as long as they don't want to be overcome by communism, basically.
Okay, Google. Who wrote the doctrine about not being commies?
I think it was Monroe.
It said, God damn it, Google. Google fucking put Tommies. I said commies with a clearly. Anyways, whatever. Monroe fucking.
Maybe it wasn't.
It was a thing. It was a thing. But I now that I'm a grown ass.
Wrong.
Now that I'm a grown ass man, I do believe in the conservative idea simply because I am forced, because of my go-getiveness, my lack of sitting around shit. I have to work my ass off for everything. Nothing is given to me. I make poverty wages and I can't get any type of public assistance. And I support a farm, you know? And I'm doing it. And granted, I don't have fancy shit. I don't have great shoes. I don't have expensive shoes on. You're not going to see me wearing nice clothes. But at the end of the day, that's not what America's about. America's not about who's wearing the best clothes. It's about...
that was right. Monroe Doctrine.
Okay.
Sorry. I got the two mixed up. Roman and Truman. Or Monroe and Truman. I knew that too because I was like, Monroe. Well, James Monroe was way before fucking the Cuban Missile Crisis.
And the thing is I do believe that we should help people.
But if they're
being taken over.
It's the same idea, but the Truman Doctrine was, we're going to help you out if you don't want to be taken over by monarchs.
Yeah,
basically,
because that's what America stands for, correct?
Right.
Okay.
And then the Truman Doctrine was, we're going to help you out if you don't want to be taken over by communists. And this whole thing, it's still to this day, the USSR collapsed because we sanctioned their oil and they couldn't fucking afford it anymore, so their economy died and the USSR died. So we won that, but lately they've been getting back into stalemate because I was saying initially, Cuba or Russia put a nuclear warhead in Cuba, and we fucking we closed off everything from them because of that, and we were about to go to nuclear war because they put a nuclear weapon in Cuba. Now, here's the interesting point. To this day, we have Cuban Missile Defense and not Cuban Missile Defense, nuclear missile defense and nuclear missiles in Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, Ukraine, South Korea, completely all the way around Russia.
This giant fucking circle.
Big perimeter.
Try me.
So we are not only doing what we got mad at them to do, we're part of an organization that says if you go anywhere, not only are you fucking with the U.S., but you're fucking with everybody that's in NATO.
Yeah.
And there's actually an order that if anybody attacks any country of NATO, all the countries are in. It's a big old jump in.
And that's why we stay in war. That's why we stayed in war. And I believe, man.
Well, the biggest problem about the Ukrainian civil war that's causing this right now between Southeastern and Northwestern. Is Northwestern, they want to be a democratic country. Southeastern's more Russian or Soviet or communist or social, whatever you want to call them.
Communism.
Whatever they want to do, and that's where it's at. And but it's interesting to see if we pull out from the Ukraine to stop helping them.
Russia will get more powerful?
Giving up. Well, yes, because they're going to take it over. They can't. But it's like a catch-22 because we have to stay there because you don't want that. Even if we're in the wrong, we're Americans and we don't want to be on the other side of that wrong because then we get our ass kicked and we lose.
Yeah.
So even if it hurts your feelings, you still don't want to speak Russian in 10 years.
No, you don't. You don't want. We don't.
So we
That's
have to stay there because otherwise,
fucking
what
liberals.
people don't realize is, I can say Ukraine right now. And what does Ukraine mean to you?
Ukraine
not
means
much.
Russia.
It means Russia. You
It
see,
means
that's
Russia.
that's crazy that people think like this.
That's like
you know that
saying
Ukraine-
Nevada and California are two different countries.
Do you know Ukraine
Still
is
the
one
United
of the
States.
largest countries in the world? Did
Yeah,
you know
it's-
Ukraine?
Because I remember looking at
Did
the
you
map.
know that
I have a lot
Ukraine-
of Russian listeners, by the way.
Did you know that Ukraine? I think they have like the 4th or 5th largest military.
Did you know that before I shut down God Shaped Mommy Hole, the Slavic Republic was my second biggest listening base?
Oh, I did.
Yeah. But anyways,
But I'm
yeah,
just
no,
saying.
it's like the idea. Okay,
a big
so
country with a lot of people.
making drastic choices. I feel like ripping the band-aid off is better because it creates short term better effects, but it causes short term also conflict. And China's taken over NATO now that the United States is out. And we've seen
That's
what
interesting.
We've seen what the fuck happened to China.
That's interesting.
They have fucking oxygen tanks that you can buy in a vending machine for a couple of bucks to breathe
Up until-
pure oxygen,
from
bro.
1979
Like, the fact we take for granted the fact that we don't need oxygen tanks out of a vending machine.
Right.
People need to like realize, like when they threatened to sell off public land and that got shut down real fast. I was excited about that.
Yeah.
But that was where we were going, and that's why I got scared. They're going to sell off all our beautiful nature, which provides us our clean air.
Yeah.
That cleans out all the shit that we put out in the air, you know?
Take that a step further. From 1979 to 2015, basically a year ago, you could have one kid in
Yeah,
China.
China.
If your first kid was a woman,
Dead.
no,
No.
you get to have a boy. You
Oh,
get
you
to have
get
to
to
try to have one more.
But if it comes out a girl,
Think about that.
Abortion!
Ladies that say they have it tough here in the U.S. I'm not.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
You can have-
if you
be-
had a girl,
you can be
and then
shit poor
you
and
had
have 12
another
kids.
girl, you can't try again. And if you have another kid, every kid after that is aborted.
Yeah.
They said they had 400 million.
Abortions.
The word they used.
A lot of dead babies.
The word
but
they
it's a lot of
used-
stem cells.
The word
Whoa,
they-
catch 22.
The word they used was preventive births.
How about you just fucking tie your tubes?
It could conflict with their dogma.
Man, it's like the idea of abortion. All right, I agree with Joe Rogan on this. A clump of cells, whatever. Clump of cells. Once it turns into a creature, once it's like, okay, that looks like a fucking, whatever. Like,
That's how I feel. Once it starts dreaming,
yeah, the moment
they can feel when the mother's tense and they get tense, and it's proven that can happen at like as early, like
As
significant
early as 3
brain
months,
development,
dude. 2
as
months.
early as like late 2 months. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why
They might look a little funny, but those are humans.
they're going to be humans. But they're going to be human beings, but they are not people.
Their heart and their brain is going.
Yeah, but people are developed.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing
Then
about
you're
people.
saying babies aren't humans.
Well, they're humans, but they're not
developed
people.
for shit.
I'm saying they're not people because they don't have people skills. They don't have if
You don't have people
my
skills
son
until
was
you're like 10.
like my son is 2. I can't take him fucking anywhere. He's not a people person.
He's a bad kid.
Yeah. He's a great kid.
Nope.
He's no. Okay, let me say this. Okay,
I'm all over.
No,
He fucking killed my dog. Needs to.
No, my son, he's gonna be a manly man. He's aggressive. He wants to love. He wants to if somebody's crying, he will go to them and give them a hug and say, "Oh," like he's only 2, but he's also a fucking cunt. He's also a cunt. You can't go to Applebee's and have a nice dinner at Applebee's because he doesn't want to eat a goddamn thing. He wants to get up. He wants to run around. He wants to do all these things. That's what I mean by he's not a person. He's not a people person. He's a human, but he's an undeveloped
Whoop
human.
his ass.
I do whoop his ass, but I'm trying to stay away because I don't want to answer all the problems with whooping ass.
Sometimes boys learn that
Yes, but I want him to be intelligent as well. I want him to be
way.
emotionally.
I didn't say hook him in the head.
Well,
I didn't say
I
fucking
whoop
knock
his
him
ass.
out.
I whoop his
Like,
ass,
come here.
but
Come
I
here.
take it.
Ping right in the temple. and
This
take
is
him
the
back
reason
a
why.
couple
This is
months.
the reason why I have this perspective is because of Greg Fitzsimmons had this perspective. He said it on I think it was either it was one of the shows with, I don't know if it's Joe or like someone else, but he was like, dude, imagine you're this tiny little person, right? You have no idea what you did wrong, but you got this giant person coming at you angry and yelling and blah 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 blah, blah like coming at you. What are you going to do? Are you going to shut down and you're going to lie and you're going to say whatever the fuck fixes to keep that angry fucking giant off of you? You know what I mean? I don't want my kid to think that he needs to develop the ability to lie to get him out of a situation. I want him to use his cognitive function to problem solve his way out of that.
Well, then he's going to be punching a lot of dudes in the dick. Like when your friends come over and he just starts punching them in the nuts.
No. He's going to get his ass whooped for, things like that. But, I told Ruby, because we both agree that we don't like fucking spanking him all the time, because that's our end result. That's what we, it comes down to in order for him to realize what he's doing is wrong, is to spank him. And I told her, I was like, it's only going to last up until we can communicate with him. Once we can communicate with him, I think our problem will be solved, because I now have the ability to explain things in a way so that it can be understood rather than forcing my opinion on someone, because I was very rebellious. I never listened to a goddamn thing anybody told me, because the way they told me, it conflicted with my ego, and I had a fucking very early developed ego. And I think that's important to take into consideration for a child, because they also have an underdeveloped ego. And if we develop their ego now, we set them up for a brighter future. The ability to not need safe spaces, the ability to have a conversation and take away information rather than shutting down when contrary information comes in. It's possible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm not saying that that's the way it's going to go with him. I'm saying that just the simple ability of me to drop information on him is going to change the scope of our relationship and how he acts. It's just right now the fact that he barely speaks English.
You hope so.
Yes.
No, but the thing is, he barely speaks English, but he knows what you're saying.
Yeah,
so when he knows what you're saying and he still disagrees
it's
with
like me when I talk to Mexican people. I kind of understand what's going on. I hear some words that I get, but then when they start talking to me, I don't no hablo inglés. That's what I mean. It's like me trying to talk to Mexicans in Spanish. That's my child trying to talk to us in English. I can't be that angry at him until I know. The moment I know he fully understands, there's going to be, if he acts like a dick, there's going to be no reason for that. Dude, I fucking explained it to you why you shouldn't act like this. Why are you acting like this? Well, now you're going to get your fucking ass whooped, bro. You're going to get in trouble. You're going to get punished for your behavior. And here's why. But just now, I can't explain to him why he got in trouble. I can just say, no, bad. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get an owie. Bad. And I have to spank him so that he knows, those words, bad, owie, you're going to get hurt, with the spanking. So the action that he did relates to that. But I don't want him to think okay, so children are also underdeveloped emotionally growing up. They don't know how to react to their emotions, is what I'm trying to say. Similar to what the reason why I say this is because I didn't have this ability.
I think kids are a lot smarter than, not all kids. Well, everybody learns differently.
That's what I'm saying.
My daughter learns quick and she knows.
But I'm saying emotionally is a hard thing.
And sometimes she tests it for you. That's why when you spank them, it's all about the emotion that you use, and you usually don't even hit them that hard.
Not me,
then
man.
They scream.
Because I hit them with a really wide open
palm. They can feel the tension in your voice and in your posture.
Yes, it's the idea of fear.
Yes.
It's the idea of fear. Oh my God, my dad is mad at me and he hit me. Oh shit! And then it's the idea is to cause them to think about what they did.
That's only after I've told her 4 times.
Yeah. But I'll do it open palm, where I'll hit his whole entire butt and his whole body will move. But it's not really a smack to inflict pain. It's more of holy shit, this dude can really fuck me up right now. I must have did something really bad. This dude moved my entire body.
No, I think they're smarter than that. I really do think they're smarter than that.
Emotionally, I don't think so. I don't think so because I think
emotionally.
That's where I'm going. Is the ability to understand.
He's fucking with you.
Yes, he does.
And if they know that, then they know a ton of other things.
Yeah. With my son, it's mostly to get a laugh. And it's pure primal nature because he does this thing. You seen it. He just charges up. The moment he starts getting that feeling of anxiety, it's an anxiety, this hyper excited feeling. He's just like, he'll run up to you and punch you a couple times and then go straight for the bite. Go straight for the bite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he learned that from someone else. He didn't learn it from here. It was during the time Ruby left and she was up there with all those badass kids. You know, and now it's my job to fucking correct that. And it's very upsetting. Okay? Because
It's going to be tough.
it's not my job at the end of the day.
But it's not your job to... What?
No, it's not my job to correct her mistakes, but it is my job
no.
to take care of my
Yes,
son and
yes.
to prepare him for the
I was
future.
like, what the fuck?
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
But this watching all this
So
Milo
Milo.
stuff, watching all this Milo stuff is
What a tangent.
watching all this Milo stuff is what's causing me to try to become a better parent, because there is, like, I will be ashamed if my child ever turns out to be one of those cunt liberals. Like,
I have a lot of great liberal friends, so I'm not on the same page.
one of those.
One of those liberals.
Exactly.
Well, there's
It's
just
okay to
like
be
there's
liberal.
those liberals, there's those conservatives.
Yes,
They
and
give
I've
a
fucking
lot
met,
of people
I've seen
bad
them, and
names.
it's really
They like
and-
talk all about red, white, and blue, and yet their flag is like lying on the ground at home or something stupid.
No, my flag flies every single day in the front yard. I never take that
you
flag
do that.
down. I want everybody to know in this neighborhood. Everybody knows that I'm a veteran. They don't know that I didn't do shit with my life. Like, they didn't know I didn't get to go to war. I tried. I volunteered for 2013 deployment. Even if I would have went, it wouldn't have been war.
No.
It would have been on a fob with a
would've
bunch
been-
of malls everywhere. You know,
handing out ammunition to the people that are going to war.
Yeah. I never got to go, even though I wanted to go. And, at the end of the day, that's when I started to give up, when they denied me to go because they didn't need my MOS. They're like, oh, you need to change your MOS. I'm like, are you serious? I need to, I joined this. I wanted
Yeah,
to
they're
do
not.
this.
I was gonna say, there's no need for you to do that. There, everything's already built up, and you're a heavy equipment operator, so that's just not a thing. They have them over there, and the ones that are over there get to stay over there.
Yeah, and they're making money.
So
man.
they would have changed your MOS. Even if you didn't, you could go over there and they
I would have been
TAD
supply.
you to fucking you'd be security because that's the easiest, and you'd be guarding.
That wouldn't have been easy for me.
You've been guarding a chow hall every day for
That would have
6
been
months.
so hard for me.
Yeah.
I would have hated it. I would have fucking hated it. I wouldn't have been mad at the money, though.
Could have got you a job with me. Still, you still could have had that.
Well,
Been making good ducats.
that's for right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. That has been on the table for this family, is me quitting this pool job, because last week I had to get 3 different payments on my paycheck, and I had to dip into my savings, and I had to use my credit card, and that's unacceptable. And I've given him tips and ways to work around this, to make it so that when IRS or EDD or whatever, or your fucking rent, dude pays $2,000 as a payment for the company, for the business, and then he pays $2,000 for that fucking small building that isn't even used. That building doesn't even make money. Nobody, he probably makes a good $100, a couple $100 a week.
Storage.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because all the licenses, all the fucking everything is there, and he got given. The dude, when he retired, told Tommy he's selling him the business. Didn't really have a choice. Tommy, he actually told me that he asked him to buy the route off of him. He wouldn't let him buy the route off of him. He said you have to take the business. So he's spending $4,000 a month on just rent. Not to mention maybe $1,000 a week on chemicals. And then he has to pay me about $2,200 a month. 22 something a month, and then I only get 18 of that. And then when he doesn't have money in his bank account, because IRS comes in at they'll come in right after he pays that big chunk for the dude, they'll come in IRS, EDD, and then all of a sudden I don't have no money. And then I'm still expected to work. It bothers me. Now, the only reason why I don't quit right away is because A, I got a family I got to support, and I got a gang of bills I can't not pay, and B, is I have an insane amount of freedom. Insane. And it's very convenient and very comfortable, because I can wake up and go to work whenever I want. I can be high when I want. I can be drunk when I want. You know what I mean? It's pure freedom. The only thing that is on my obligation is to make sure the pools are clean and they don't get algae. That's it. It's my job title. So that's the only reason I don't give it up, because that's freedom. And I believe in freedom. I believe in American freedom. And like, why would I give that freedom up? It's great. But the moment it starts to become a hindrance on my life and my family, like I have to start
You can
deciding.
either cut back from the job or cut back from your life. Like some of the things
Yeah.
that you need. Cell phones or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't need cell phone. Well, I do. I need a cell phone. I went like 3 months without it, dude.
Everybody needs a cell
I was
phone.
fucking great. Like I was like good. I went 3 months without a cell phone because my brother stole my phone.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Yeah, that fucking cunt piece of shit. And you know,
How do you know it was him?
because I asked him to drop it off at the fucking post office. And he was still living with me and then like it was like a week or two after that. My mom said that the box was in her car. And she was like, "We'll drop it off." And he was like, "No, I'll drop it off." It's never been dropped off. It was in a S7. Yeah, just
Why
like
was it
that.
going to the post office?
Because the screen started glitching out, and I got a warranty
So he
refund.
stole it to do what? Sell it with a broken screen
Don't know, but
for some dope?
AT&T charged me over like it was like $1,300 for it.
Cluck that shit for some dope.
Yep. And then I
20
told
bucks?
AT&T, I was like, "Fuck you guys," and I was like, "I'm not paying that." And then I went 3 months without a phone. It was amazing. I loved it. I was so stress free for 3 months. I did not nothing. Like I didn't have to worry about that thing beeping, ringing, nothing. I was just like comfortable all day. Because when I get a phone call or like I hear that thing go off, dude, I start getting anxiety, man. So when I went without phone for a while, it was great. But again, back to liberals.
I have family members and friends, great teachers of mine that were mentors. Some of my favorite people are liberals, but they are smart individuals. They're not full-blown, Antifa, which is that, that whole anti-fascism with fascism kind of ideal.
Yeah, we're gonna fight fascism with fascism. Fight fire with fire? Maybe that's what the ideology is.
I don't understand. I understand that they're upset and they want to protest, but I don't understand their end goal of trying to like provoke some type of fight, because
Or censorship.
you're
Like, just the censorship is the big thing.
You're starting a fight with people. You're starting a fight, and you ain't never put on the gloves.
Ever.
Like you're fighting with people. Like, don't fight with the fucking conservative right. There's a lot of stupid conservative rights that can't even hold a gun. I understand it, but there's a lot of us that are veterans. Like your whole veteran community is going to be conservative.
Yeah, and you don't want to go against
Even myself, like I'm a conservative liberal. I'm more libertarian. So
Yeah, we're both
I'm
center
still
right.
going to be more right.
We're both center right? We lean like
It's libertarian.
compassionate. We're still compassionate, but we do believe in structure and what is going to work long term.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what
I
I've
think
gained.
a lot of people are going libertarian, man.
It's important.
A
That's
lot
the
of
that
people-
libertarian is the most American way to go, because that's the idea.
That's the idea of democracy.
Like I've always had this theory of why don't we just take the best parts of all the isms and make a new ism.
It already's there. It's libertarian.
It's libertarian. Exactly. And that's why like now I'm a confessed, I'm not Democrat. I don't
We just didn't have a good libertarian candidate. Because Gary Johnson was cool, but
his policies were cool.
he wanted I'm pretty sure he was for 100% open borders, and I'm not on that. I'm not on.
Was
that
he?
boat. Because yes, we are a country of immigrants. I get it. We're a nation of immigrants, but
We can't-
we're not. That was in 1776 and the 1800s. That's not in 2020 where you just need to walk across the road. We can't let. First of all, the average person in the world makes $2 an hour.
Yeah.
That's putting Americans super high.
The
If
poorest
you wanted to
American
put all the poorest,
is a part of the 1%
all
of the world.
poorest people, and bring them on in, you could not even pay for that. You could not even pay for that. So you do believe in the back of your head. Once I said that, we can't bring everybody.
No.
We just got to bring whoever we want, and that defeats your point. And then secondly, you couldn't pay for it. So how are you going to fix that? And then, to add on to this, I'm going to sound, super pro-Trump, but as far as the refugees, Syrian refugees,
Yeah.
everybody that always we should do what we can and bring them in, and I'm like, okay, how's a refugee?
How come we don't just
I say
populate them on a fucking island and
I
set
say
up
this.
things over
How
there?
come I don't say don't because I know why you won't. I say, why won't you house a refugee? You go ahead, house a refugee. Like one of the person that's making the argument, I say, you, sir,
Let
house
a refugee into your house.
Yes. And I say, I'm going to pretend like I don't know why you won't do it.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to ask you, why won't you house a refugee? And they won't respond. And I say, okay, I understand
I won't
why
even let a
you won't
semi-good
respond.
friend into my
in the second question,
Like, if I have a friend that I know isn't going anywhere in life, I'm not going to fucking, like, he needs to move in. I'm going to be like, bro, like,
what are you going to do if you decide to let him in? What are you going to do?
I'm not going to do anything. What can you do?
No, if you wanted to let him in, what would you find out?
About
The person.
the person? You
Right?
would find out about
You find out about the fucking person.
Yeah.
You would vet the shit out of him.
Yes.
If I was going to let a man into my home
Yes.
from Syria or nowhere
You're gonna
into my
fucking
kids,
do
I'm
background
fucking vetting the
checks,
shit out of him.
fingerprint, DNA.
And I'm doing this with an exchange student.
Yeah.
So for you to
Yeah.
come out and say, "Oh no, don't
Yeah.
worry about the extreme vetism."
Why doesn't Richard Branson fucking let all those refugees on his
And
island?
since you won't let them into your house,
Why
how
should
are
we
you
let them in
going
the
to
country?
pay for them? Where do you
Where are they gonna live?
Where do you suggest you pay for them to be?
Who else is going to pay for it?
Well, that's my point. That's why I
Exactly.
say. That's why I say. Where do you suggest you should pay for them to be? And then they're
Yeah.
just dumbfounded. They're like, "Oh, I don't want to let any refugees in my house, and I also don't want to pay for it." Am I on your side now?
Yeah, it's really weird. I watched this video today of a Trump supporter that did a video. Right, he even said, "I voted for Trump. Since 9/11, I hated Muslims," and a Muslim family, refugee family, moved in his apartment complex, and like he was bothered by it. But the whole video was basically showing his transition into acceptance, because he said his whole life was changed by just meeting this family of Muslims, and it's not Muslim that is the problem. It's the radical Muslim, and it's the ideology that if they want to come to America and they want to impose that ideology, then that's a no-go. Yeah, you're gonna stay wherever you are.
Muslim is a people. Islam is the state.
Muslim
So
is
you're
the
talking
name
about
of Islam.
radical.
Muslim is the people of Islam.
No, not
Yeah,
necessarily.
Muslim is people of Islam. That's the name. It's like Christians are the people of Christianity. Muslim is what is that, a pronoun? Muslim is the pronoun of Islam for the people. Muslim isn't Muslim country. It's called Muslim country because the countries are founded off of Islam. And there's like 3 different sects of Islam. 3 or 4. And then that's where radical comes in. This is why...
Radical Islam is what I'm trying to tell you. It's not radical
Exactly.
Muslim. It's radical Islam.
Yeah,
That was my point.
that's the same thing though.
think we're-
Like
well,
if you say it's a radical
but you
Muslim,
have-
it's a Muslim who follows
Yeah,
radical
I guess I
Islam.
understand what
But
you're
there's 3 different sects of Islam, right? There's the word of Allah, there's the word of Muhammad, and then the word of the either the sons. Yeah, there was the sons of Muhammad, and then there were the disciples of Muhammad. 4 different fucking sections of this religion that pick and choose which part of their Quran that they follow. Like, you got the word of Allah. The people who follow the word of
that's
Allah
not any
are the
different
ones
than being Catholic, Lutheran,
Exactly.
Protestant, Evangelical,
Exactly.
Seventh Day Adventist. The
It's
list
different.
goes on.
Yes,
Well,
but
maybe not seventh.
and
about that.
I don't know what part of Christianity is radical. Maybe it's like Lutheran. I don't know.
No,
Or Navarrete?
Lutherans were just... Lutheran comes from Martin Luther.
Really?
And in the 1500s, Martin Luther was the one... Not Martin Luther King. Martin Luther...
Senior.
Was... No, not senior.
What is that? Great Martin Luther?
No,
great
it's
great
like-
great Martin Luther?
Okay.
How
so
many Martin Luthers? I always thought there was 2.
I said Martin Luther King is not the same person
It's a
as
different Martin Luther.
Luther,
Okay.
a German bishop
Holy shit, my mind
Who-
is being blown right now.
who
I didn't even know this.
who stood up to the Catholic Church because they were corrupt.
Okay, yeah.
And he said, "No, I'm just going to go back to like Old Testament and the way that the Bible was written, not the way that
We
the,
did.
the Pope is translating it. So that's
Yeah.
how protest, and Lutheranism came to be.
Well, there you go. Dropping knowledge.
Dropping that D.
Motherfucking dropping knowledge.
I'm trying to learn, man.
I never knew that.
I'm gonna teach history. I need to know these things.
Yeah, and that's great because I love history. I had the history teacher tell me I should be a history teacher.
Yeah.
We take in that information because
love
we get
history.
excited about it,
I love history.
and that is a part of
Around
another thing that I want to talk about. Hold on.
1500 was between 1400 and mid 1400s and 1500 is when everybody in the world, which was really interesting to me, I don't know, aliens maybe, but it's from 1450 to 1500, everybody in the world collectively were asking why. So that's when we developed the telescope.
Yeah, and we started.
We said, "Hey, I don't think the Earth is flat." He stood up to the Catholic Church. There's just a huge list of things between 1450 and 1500. I think that's when we got our button forward.
Yeah,
Is when maybe somebody influences said, "Start asking why,"
Yeah.
and then once we started asking why, gravity, and just between 1450 and all over the world. There was just people standing up for themselves.
just starting to think. The consciousness awakening.
Yeah, between science, military, and even in other countries, religion. Just everybody was just ready to be their own people.
Yeah. Do you want to take a break? How much time do you have?
Yeah, I don't have much time left.
How much time?
Don't have much time left.
Okay. I gotta go pee. So talk.
Oh.
Oh, you good?
Yeah. He's got to take a piss. But between those periods of time, everybody, and that's the most interesting part because it wasn't just one area of the world. It was all over the world, whether it was China or India or around that period of time. I know 100 years is long, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not. Everybody just started asking why. Why space? Why God? Why science? Why anything? And we definitely propelled forward as far as a human race goes. It was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting time. Imagine being the world you live in is not the United States. It's not go outside, do whatever you want, eat any hamburger you want. It's ruled by a religion. No matter which country you were in, it was ruled by God. You didn't get to think for yourself. You didn't get to do what you wanted. You didn't get to vote how you wanted. Everything was ruled by a man that was claiming to be the closest person to a deity you didn't even know existed.
All of a sudden.
That's how the world was back then. And there were men and women that were being burned at the fucking stake because they were being called witches because they said, "Dude, I don't think the Earth's flat." That was just a bunch of homies sitting around smoking a joint hey, I think it's a circle, bro.
I never fell off.
Have you ever seen the boats? They just disappear, bro. But then they come back. Imagine the first conversation. What the fuck is all them stars, bro?
It's
What's all those dots? Is those planets? It wasn't a bunch of smart people invented it, but there was some dumbass dudes. They were the stoners, some herb, and they were like, "What if we're just this tiny little thing floating around and somebody's nutsack or something, bro?"
Yeah, we all have. I'm pretty sure that's how.
Because I don't know, I was walking and then I fell and I was like, "Fuck, I don't think the Earth's flat anymore."
I was walking and then I fell. Yeah,
because I thought it
it's all perspective, man. That's all the idea of the Earth being flat is perspective. Oh, the Earth is flat. All the pictures of it are flat. They're all flat, bro. They're all flat. If you look, it stops.
You can literally live stream to the motherfucking space station.
Yeah, I've actually watched the Earth turn. I'm convinced the Earth
Well,
is around.
you're not watching the Earth turn.
I'm
You're
watching After Effects.
No. You're watching the satellite orbit. So the satellite's moving, not Earth. The Earth is moving around the sun, but the satellite is spinning around the Earth.
Yeah. Did you know that the not only that, but also the planets are spinning around the sun in a long spiral hurling through space. That was this whole
obviously,
this thing that I saw. It's not a stationary ring of planets circling each other. It is also hurling through space as well.
Well, if you understand the Big Bang, you understand that, yeah.
Yeah, but I learned that maybe like 2 years ago. But anyways, I wanted to bring up before.
How the fuck would you thought it was just like bang, everybody's staying?
Well, I thought the way I seen it, things happen slowly. So maybe the Big Bang happened, poof, all the dust went everywhere, and then slowly the first star started.
It's expanding.
Yeah, it's constantly expanding and contracting.
Like
it's constantly
very fast.
Everything constantly, just like this, boom, boom. And let's not get into that. I want to get to Betsy. What's her name?
Do one more.
Yeah,
segment.
I want to go to Betsy DeVos. I want to go on her education, getting rid of the board of education, Department of Education. See, like in my mind, I see that's a part of her plan is to completely get rid of the Department of Education and basically do open market for education, the American way, open market. Like
Well,
you get to choose.
could start having
choose-
competition, and you'd have great students come out of that.
Yes,
but the ones on the bottom
Yes.
would get boned.
Yes.
and that's what everybody's.
That's the argument.
Well,
How do we get around?
I mean,
that?
this is going to sound terrible,
I
but
still
aren't
haven't
the
gotten
ones
them.
on the bottom? They stay on the bottom forever because the
Yes.
geniuses that come out of that are the ones that bust their ass and they shot through.
Yes, and it's all circumstantial, and it's all based on individuality.
Equal opportunity should not equal outcome.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It should be an individual outcome.
Right.
And I think I posted on Facebook recently that I actually kind of like I hate when it does that. I kind of
Got some sirens in the back. Sorry.
I support. Well, we're in the Dino, so
Yeah, it's the D.
I mean,
It's the D.
I kind of support the idea of getting rid of the Department of Education because I do not believe in. I do not
Unions?
No, not only unions, but I do not.
Teacher unions.
I believe in unions.
I'm going to be a teacher.
I think
and
unions
maybe I
are
should
strong.
Be on a teacher. Well, they used
Unions
to
are
be great
strong.
for the person, but they're not anymore. If they're
not, especially for. I learned that from Stater Brothers, man.
Yeah, dude.
That was my ex-employer.
Those unions are tough.
And the way that the new contracts came out, every fucking 500 hours you got a 10-cent raise. That is garbage, man. That is garbage. You didn't get a raise based on fucking on what's that word I'm looking for? On
Merit?
merit. Yeah,
You
merit.
can.
I no,
You can.
dude. I was killing it at Staters.
You can.
Yeah, if
If he
politics allow it.
no, if he gives it to you.
Politics.
He was just lying to you. That's what politics was.
Yes.
Saying what you want to hear when he didn't like you.
Yeah, fuck him. But what pissed me off was seeing this young girl down here at numero dos, and she was only there for like maybe 8 months. Now she's a cashier.
At Del Rosa?
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
Great
yeah.
face paint. Great face paint. She drives like a Soul or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, why? Why did she deserve it over the guy that fucking is cleaning up all the messes all the time? You know? It's all it's literally based on appearance.
Yeah,
they want
women-
a pretty
women-
woman at the cash register.
They do, yeah.
And that's unfair,
It is.
right?
It is.
Equal opportunity. I was stacking pallets. All right? I was working the morning shift for months. I was killing it. By the time the store opened, no cardboard on the floor. Right? I never got offered promotion. I just got transferred. And then got offered promotion. And then I got offered a better job and then I quit.
Where'd you get transferred to?
I got Green Spot. I got transferred to Green Spot I was there for maybe a couple months. And then I got offered this job. And then
Who transferred you? Why did you get transferred?
Anthony's fucking cocksucking bitch ass. Look, there was one day where, perception is everything. We know that. Military. What people see is what they see. So one day, he saw me just pacing back and forth. Right? I was looking through the aisles and fucking, one of the I don't know what security guard it was, but he was walking with me and talking with me. But I was looking for this fucking toy, those little random things that hang on random aisles, and I could not find it. And then, like, I just set it on the counter and then just continued bagging groceries. And then he calls me up in the office. He calls me like, "What are you doing?" He's just walking around, talking, you know? And then I see that, and you just throw it on the thing and you just go on. And I'm just like, "What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about?" And then it was just like him just basically saying that I look like a piece of shit and I don't do nothing. And I fucking killed it on that job all the time. And then from that moment forward, that's why I took on the job that I took on, because it allowed me freedom and the avoidance of that unnecessary stress of being perceived a certain way. Although that isn't true, because some houses, they'll be like, "I don't know, I saw him come in and then he was out not even a minute. And their pool's perfectly clean." Okay, and it'll take me like 5 minutes. I'll clean a good pool, like on an easy day, a good easy pool, 5 minutes, I'm in and out. And they're like, "Oh, he just came and then he left. He didn't really do anything." You know what I mean? It's perception. People don't understand.
Just get there and
I hate
20 minutes.
And then the idea, the unions. Let's get back to unions. Unions provide
a voice,
security, and a voice for the average everyday Joe, so that they don't get taken advantage of, which we know was a real thing. You know, but with the education system, is you can't teach a fish to climb a tree. You can't fucking teach a monkey to breathe underwater. You know what I mean? And I've never really been that great at education. I can sit in on a class and take in every amount of information that was given, but if you ask me to sit down and actually physically read a book and write a fucking essay on it, and then I have to take a test on it, to me that doesn't feel like education. To me that feels like work. And in my nature, I do not like to do work that I'm not excited about. That's my nature. You know what I mean? Because there are certain people who are like me who do great things, but not in the physical, or they do it through the mind, their creativity, etc., the way they think. Like, I learn the best just sitting there and listening and applying to what I already know, or challenging things in my mind. I can't do the classroom setting. I mean, I just can't do homework. I'm not a homework.
Well,
I can't do online.
Everything's
That was
homework.
the only F I got in college.
Online?
The only F.
Just didn't do it?
No, it's just that I was poor. All I had was a laptop, but online class required printers, it required scanners, it just required extra stuff that I couldn't afford. And it required you to be somewhere at a certain time to interact with the class, because you got certain points for interacting with the class online. All that shit. But what I slightly agree with this, getting rid of the Department of Education. But what I do not want, and this is the liberal side, I do not want there to be segregation, gentrification created by, maybe Redlands has better schools, and then everyone starts sending their kids to Redlands.
Why not?
Yeah, but what about the people that don't have that opportunity?
Who cares? That's what college is.
College isn't that. College is a joke now.
You're telling me that Harvard isn't better than fucking Valley?
Yeah, but we're required to have a grade K through 12 education. It's a requirement in America. So since it's a socialized requirement, there has to be some socialization
so is
in
college nowadays. It's required.
And I don't think college should be required. I think we need to go back to 1800s.
If they improve K through 12 like that, maybe it would be.
Exactly.
Maybe it
See?
would be.
But if K through 12 is a requirement, there is some social requirement from the government to make sure that there is no gentrification and all that stuff. This is my idea. When it comes to education, the top idea should be tried first. The things that are working in other countries should be tried first. And the idea of getting rid of the Department of Education, what it does is it's supposed to put the education, all the government, in the hands of local government to say what happens in their cities. And I agree with that as well. But we know those motherfuckers that are councilmen, congressmen, they're not that smart. They're all about the money.
All the time.
See, and you got to get the money out of politics. There's so many fucking varying factors that makes all of this so hard. You know? All I can do is give some conjecture, give an idea, maybe pose some opposing ideas to my idea, you know? Like, I can see how making it to where the best teachers get paid the most. I agree with that. If you're fucking the best at your skill, you should get paid, right?
Yeah.
But even these, like, what I've been learning from binge watching Milo, it's all left. College is left. That's
100%,
it.
100%.
Yeah, left. That's not fair. That's not American. They're imposing an idea on a young generation, creating this fucking heretical, fucking sociological, communist, fascist bullshit of not allowing people to speak freely.
That's what fascism is?
Yeah. And it's upsetting because now my kid's growing up in this generation. Your kid's going to grow up in this generation. And it's scary.
We'll teach him, though. And before I... sorry, I was far away. Before I leave, I just wanted to hit you with something that I was laughing at as you were just going on your last rant about that. My cousin texted me. And we're in San Bernardino, as you guys know. We grew up here both our whole lives, so this doesn't affect us. But for other people, they're like, "Oh my God, do you live in San Bernardino?
Oh my God!
Oh my God, are you okay?
Dude.
Do you live? Like, are you okay?"
Jesus Christ!
People look at my Instagram. It's like I live on a farm. Farm with wheat, chickens, and pigs.
Anyway, the text said, "I'm fucking hungry, bro." And I called Domino's, and these motherfuckers said they won't even come over here. And then I called Papa John's, and those fuckers won't come over here either. I was like,
Where does he live?
He lives on 21st Street.
And
It's in, like, Highland, I guess. You know where the Circle K is? Orange and 21st. 21st pretty bad. It's pretty bad. That Circle K is where the 12-year-old and the 10-year-old got shot last year, and one of them died and one of them made it by drive-by to a 12 and a 10-year-old.
I don't know that. I don't know that case. I know the case that happened right here.
Yeah, that was terrible too.
That happened right here. I was actually up
That
here.
guy shot the kid himself, though, didn't he?
I was up here doing
Didn't
a
he
periscope.
shoot the kid?
Yes, first
That's
in the back,
bullshit.
in the head, for no reason. The dad of that child was friends with the guy that he wanted to kill.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Yes. The guy. Okay, so the guy that killed them wanted to kill the friend of the guy of the son. Though those two individuals had nothing to do with it.
The two that died had nothing to do with it?
No. The kid that died first, nothing to do with it. Terrible. Terrible.
Why the fuck did he shoot a kid?
Ignorant,
Where's he at? Did he
ignorant
he got
piece
caught,
of shit. I mean, okay, so that is a black on black crime, significantly, and I don't give a fuck
From
if
gang violence.
No, I don't even care. I don't even care if he's
Doesn't matter
black.
what it's from.
I don't even care if he's black or from a gang. Any piece of shit that goes up and kills a child, an innocent goddamn child,
It has nothing to do with nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that makes me want to turn into Batman. That's all that does. That makes me want to put on some bulletproof armor and go out and do some justice. You know, but I'm not, because that would require me to do insane martial arts, physical exercise, buy expensive equipment.
And if you really got down to it, there wouldn't be a lot of fighting. It would just be a lot of gunfights.
Yeah, it would be, well, for me, it'd be a lot of stabbing. Just walking by people. It's like, what the fuck? And just keep walking. Disappear out of nowhere.
So the guy that murdered the kid and the guy was just trying to aim for the kid and the guy.
He wasn't trying to aim. He deliberately shot the child first in front of them. It happened. They were walking into the liquor store. The dude walked. He was driving past and saw them and recognized the one guy. Came in, got out.
That's who they had problems with.
Came with the one guy. Came in, got out, shot the child first, then started shooting at both of the other two. That's why they got, like, directly across from this window. There's those candles, and then over here on the side they got candles. It's because it happened. You know what I mean? Like that. And then over here on the side right here, they used to have candles, but the owner told them they could only stay there for so long, and they made him get rid of it. But that's terrible, man. Like, that shit should stop, and it's systemic. It's systemic. And my goal, my end goal for this, like, the reason why I want to be successful, and I talked about this.
When you do things like that, how can you wonder why the world doesn't like you? You know what I mean?
It's systemic, man. It comes down to it comes down to
poverty.
This comes down to the bill that Bill Clinton passed in the 90s, the 3-strike rule, and then Reagan's the war on drugs. That's what created this. That's exactly what created this. The war on drugs imprisoned a shitload of fathers. Black men populated the fucking prison system. And then, when Bill Clinton imposed the 3-strike rule, that just maintained the perpetuation of incarceration and
prison money.
And the continued stay of incarceration rather than being let off on.
I bet
lesser
they got
charges.
a lot of money in prisons.
Shitload of money, billions and
No,
billions.
I'm talking about. I bet the Clintons got a lot of money in prisons.
Yeah, that's why fucking Hillary Clinton was a psychopath, dude. Like, I was listening to Al Jones, and there was a guy that was working on her campaign that said she would pass out every day. She would just faint on people.
She's not doing good.
Like, and she's running for president.
Yeah.
She was running for president. Now she's just... She should retire.
Dying slowly.
She's got plenty of money. Plenty of money. She should just retire.
Everybody hates Trump, but I think Trump is like a loud American.
Yeah. He's he's an
loud,
average, everyday, obnoxious American.
Not average because he's a billionaire, but
Yeah,
he's the average egotistical male
Yes.
American.
Did you see the SNL skit?
And to me, I think that, like, when I think of Bill and Hillary, I think of, like, fucking demons.
You think of globalism.
No, I think
of Bilderberger.
I think Bill's, like, into just banging young girls. Young girls.
Did you watch the episode 9/11? Joe Rogan?
With...
Alex Jones and...
Oh, yes.
Right?
God,
dropping fucking knowledge, dude. Did you see that I posted it on my Instagram the other day that they're censoring them. They're not posting that episode. They're saying it's unavailable online. I posted it on my Instagram. Alex Jones showed that his episode was unavailable.
You can watch it on Joe Rogan's YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. On YouTube you can.
Instagram.
But on other applications, it's saying it's unavailable.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's insane. That's because
that
he literally dropped knowledge, like, on hundreds of millions of people. He gets about 100 million downloads a month from YouTube. All of the apps, everything accumulated is about 100,000.
Joe Rogan, I think that one video on YouTube is over 3 million views now.
Yeah, already. And that was like, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
It's a great podcast, guys. Like, my favorite one used to be Jordan Peterson, but that Alex Jones one was solid.
And the reason why I like that episode the most is because Joe Rogan forces Alex Jones to explain himself.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to Alex Jones on InfoWars...
Well, maybe you should take a note from Joe and let your guest speak.
Hey. Take a note from Alex Jones. Have something to say. I need that those black kids. All those black kids.
Oh, what?
Yeah. You know those YouTube videos where, like,
all the black kids to make money from me. No, that's not what he means.
No, like, go, in
you
the
just
background.
lost your whole audience.
Oh, my whole audience was black?
Racist bastards.
Oh, man.
You just
Hey, I
gotta go to home.
Okay. Anyways, there's this new restaurant right here in this shopping center.
Definitely will never try it.
I tried it. It's good. They're good people. I talked to them, and I'm actually gonna work on doing open mics there. I already talked to them about it, promoting the place and doing open mics and stuff, so that we make it a good thing. Like, because it takes a community to make something good.
What kind of food is it? Mexican?
No, it's black folk. It's called Rube's, and he has like I tried the chili fries. They were good because it was the easiest thing to pick. But the chili fries are good. I posted a thing on my Facebook. Everyone go check it out if you're listening from the Inland Empire. And yeah, they're good. And because that's my idea, man. I want to cater to creativeness, and I want to. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to, like...
Yeah, I got you.
Show the world, I want to, like... Because San Bernardino and the Inland Empire is fucking filled with an insanely amount of creative people.
Yeah.
Very talented people.
I think we just need to get that little push.
Yes, and so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find locations to do a bunch of different open mics. Comedy night.
So you're saying your motto is, like, promote positivity.
Exactly. Well, if the dedicated listeners of this show knows... But the new people, yes, I'm always about positivity and catering to the creative side, because I think that's the most amazing part of humanity is our creativeness. That's it. That's the thing that sets us apart from fucking pigs and dogs and cats and gorillas and fucking chimpanzees, is that we can somebody made this.
We can use tools is why we can.
Somebody made this. Somebody made this mic stand. Somebody made this computer. Somebody's brain came up with this. Somebody made songs that Pink Floyd made Learning to Fly.
Yeah.
If somebody didn't give them the chance, we wouldn't have the honor of listening to that goddamn music. And I think it's up to everybody to honor the fact that creativeness it's not right, it's not left, it's human nature, and that we need it. So
I think if you think like that and keep your family first,
yeah,
your health second, and your hobby last.
My health is last. My hobby's second.
I'm family health hobby hardcore these days.
I'm family hobby health.
I've been doing great. That's why you get me at the end of the week all the time.
Yeah.
It's Sunday, and that's when you got it, because family health hobby. And it's okay, though. It's okay.
It works out.
It's always good. And that's why I'm done, though, because...
this episode is going to be out. I'm gonna publish this episode tonight. It'll be ready tomorrow on Monday, February 13th. 13th. Correct? February 13th, 2017. You heard it here. You heard it now. Enjoy.
Real quick, don't forget fucking Valentine's Day for your old ladies.
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Low End Theory?
Have you heard of you better get you some chocolates or something?
Oh, I got
a dick.
I got a nice dick. So I know how to cook.
Nobody says that.
My dick is nice.
You're talking to a bunch of guys, I guarantee it.
It's like 70% dudes.
And they don't care.
It's like, bro, so is mine. All right, you guys.
That's what I was thinking. Everybody was like, isn't everybody's dick great?
Shout out Tuna Can Terry. All right, guys.
Tuna Can Terry. Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Damn it. Now it's out.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Joint Narcissism. This is Tony.
I'm Whiteman.
And it's Whiteman. Thank you guys for tuning in to Joint Narcissism. Be sure to subscribe on any podcasting app that you're listening to. Follow me on @GSMH Productions. And make sure, if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, make sure you DM me, because I will not follow you back. I'm no longer doing follow for follows. I only want to follow people that I'm interested in, that I want to see their posts. Because for one whole year, I watched a shit ton of porn and Arabic posts on my Twitter. And that's not what I'm interested in. Sorry, you guys. So I did a mass delete, deleted almost 15,000 people in the last 2 days. I'm down to 4,000. Got to finish that tomorrow. And if you guys want me to follow you back, you make sure you fucking interact with me. If you don't interact with me, you don't exist. So at the end of the day, it is what it is.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't just go around talking to people that...
Yeah. I mean, so if somebody doesn't talk to me, I don't even know.
What's going on?
Yeah.
How about them Raiders?
Raiders! All right. All right, guys, have a good night.
Nobody cares about the Raiders. No.
Bye.
Not bad.